Hello guys, good morning everybody. Welcome to your YouTube channel. If I'm audible, let me know. हाँ जी, if I'm audible, let me know. Audible and visible. Okay. So let us start the session for today, right? थोड़ा सा delay हो गया, right? I had some urgent work, that is why the session has been delayed for 20 minutes. But we are ready to go and start our daily session. Now, this is a big statement that has come from our Prime Minister that India is seen as a crucial pillar of stability amid global uncertainties. Now, this is a very important terminology and a very important statement that has been made by the leader of the country related to global uncertainties that we are witnessing. Let me take you and remind you what are the various global uncertainties right now we have and why our Prime Minister has basically been saying this as that India is seen as a crucial pillar of stability. Now let's try to understand. See, when we talk about India, right, there are two major events that are going on in the what we can say in the world scenario, right? One of the important scenario that is going is the Russia-Ukraine war. Second one, you know that there have been a conflict that has been taking place in Gaza, that is between Israel and Hamas in Gaza. Now the third global uncertainty that we are witnessing right now, it is basically what we can say is related to Houthi rebels attack in the Red Sea. Okay? Houthi rebels attack in the Red Sea. Along with it, you are seeing one of the major uncertainties right now in this context that is related to climate change as well. I can say climate change is also a type of uncertainty as well. Now, among these uncertainties, one thing you have to understand that India is being witnessed and as being seen as a country that is a democracy of 1.4 billion people, first of all. Second important thing is that India over the years has emerged as the voice of the global south. Now, this is very important to understand that India has emerged as a voice of the global south. Now, when I talk about global south, what do I mean by global south? Now, global south is a basically grouping of countries that consist of developing as well as least developed countries. Now, these are the two groupings what we can call a part of global south. Now, India has become the voice of global south and India raises a voice of global south in various international organizations and in various international policies and programs as well, where India undertakes the voices of these global south countries at a bigger arena and make sure that it is able to put their voices in a very reasonable manner. Plus one thing we have to also understand along with this particular thing is कि जब हम इंडिया की बात कर रहे हैं आज के टाइम पे when there has been crucial wars that have been taking, whether it is in Russia, Ukraine, whether it is related to Israel, Hamas in Gaza, we have seen the West has taken the support of India, that India is being seen as a crucial player. भाई इंडिया को बोला जाता है यूक्रेनियन प्रेसिडेंट के थ्रू कि आप रशिया को समझाइए, फिर यहाँ पे इजराइल और हमास की वॉर को रोकने के लिए भी इंडिया की सपोर्ट मांगी जाती है. So what we can see over here is that India, yes, being a very important crucial pillar of stability that is being witnessed by the world as well, and they want in this context that India shall become the player that it want to become in the global south as well, right? So this is the point that we have to understand. बस एक चीज है जो आज के टाइम पे बहुत बड़ी प्रॉब्लम क्रिएट कर रही है, that is our neighborhood, that is what we can call where our foreign policy, we can't say that it has failed, but it is right now in the best interest of India. I think everybody knows that what is happening all around the world, right? And basically more specifically with the case of India. Let's try to analyze what is happening in context of India as well. ठीक है, मैं हल्का सा मैप बना रहा हूं, कभी मेरे से अच्छा बना नहीं है, शायद आज अच्छा बन जाए. हाँ जी, आज मुझे लग रहा है कि बढ़िया शेप बन चुकी है इंडिया के मैप की. हाँ, okay. Now if you can see this area, this is what we can say Pakistan. Here we have China, Nepal, Bhutan. Here we have Myanmar. Right here we have Bangladesh. ठीक है, इधर ऐसे हो जाएगा बांग्लादेश. देन वी हैव श्रीलंका एंड नीचे हमारे पास क्या है, मालदीव्स. These are the neighboring countries that India has, and India has always kept a policy that we want to have a neighborhood first policy. But right now, when I see the areas around India, I feel a certain bit of concern. Why? Because one of the news that I was reading yesterday was related to a very important context, that Maldives has somehow become the hub of ISIS and Pakistan terror groups. One of the important point that we have to understand. Plus, the new regime of Maldives has done what I think everybody is aware of, that they are pro-China, they are against India, and they have expelled what we can say Indian army from there. Plus, they have revoked the joint hydrographic survey as well, and the recent derogatory remarks of Maldivian let's say deputy ministers that were targeting against our prime minister. So one thing we can be absolutely sure is that what we have seen in this context is that Maldives is getting more and more closer to China, but this is the thing that is being done very much wrong on the part of the Maldives, that it is drifting apart from India when India has played a huge role in the growth and development of Maldives. Very important. Now, Maldivian economy की जब हम बात करते हैं, it is basically based on the tourism economy. When we talk about on the Maldivian economy, it is based on tourism economy. But जब उनका tourism ही नहीं चलेगा, if there would be a certain boycott from Indians going towards Maldives, then it could take a direct hit on the Maldivian economy. Second thing that it is being forgotten by Maldives is that the way China plays its policies. Recently, what we can see over here is China wants to plan an ocean observatory near Maldives, and the situation that has happened of Pakistan and Sri Lanka could be the same problem that Maldives can see itself in the upcoming years if it keeps just focusing on one country, that is China. It needs to diversify its options, it needs to diversify its economy rather than just solely focusing on the part of China. It has to also grow towards India as well, because what we have seen is कि Maldives के साथ हमारा सिर्फ tourism नहीं है, people to people exchange भी है, cultural exchange भी है, college student program भी है, but वो सब चीजें यहाँ पे neglect हो रही हैं by the Maldives. Plus, India and Maldives needs to take a better stand, and they need to see the exigency of the situation right now, what it is right now, and India has to also understand that it cannot keep Maldives as a, let's say what we can say, as an enemy, but it has to keep Maldives as a friend, right? Otherwise, there are very much big sharks that are surrounding us that can take and overpower this Maldivian, we can say, country. Pakistan is having its influence over here, and China is also getting closer to Maldives. श्रीलंका वी नो दैट उसका तो डेट क्राइसिस चल रहा है, बहुत बुरे हाल है. पाकिस्तान में ऑलरेडी चाइना पाकिस्तान इकोनॉमिक कॉरिडोर चल रहा है. देन यू नो दैट देयर हैज बीन अ regime change that has happened in Myanmar, where there has been a military coup, and that military coup has been favored by China. So over in a nutshell, I can say that China is somehow, what we can say, is surrounding India. That has been done by China over the period of time. चाइना ने, ध्यान से देखो, चाइना पाकिस्तान इकोनॉमिक कॉरिडोर, पाकिस्तान का इन्फ्लुएंस यहाँ पे, चाइना का इन्फ्लुएंस यहाँ पे, और चाइना का यहाँ पे अगर हम बात करें म्यांमार में इन्फ्लुएंस है. सो वन थिंग वी कैन बी अश्योर इज चाइना इज ट्राइंग टू इनसर्कल द इंडिया, बट हियर इंडिया हैज टू शो इट्स स्ट्रेंथ. इंडिया हैज टू मेक श्योर दैट इंडिया इज हैविंग द, what we say, India is having the right strategy so that it is able to avert the China. Otherwise, China हमें overpower बहुत जल्दी कर लेगा. I hope this point is clear to everybody. Yes, in the Western circles, when we talk about global level, India's foreign policy is very much good, right? But when we talk about neighborhood, somehow we are feeling that there has been a certain lack of application on our part, that we have not been able to take advantage of our situation. Plus, China has gone a lot of aggressive in these areas. That is why more and more countries are preferably going towards China because of the economy strength that China possesses. हाँ जी, यहाँ तक सबको क्लियर है? मुस्कान, डोंट आस्क मी दिस सिंपल क्वेश्चन यार. आईसिस बड़ा ही हमारा इस्लामिक स्टेट है, टेरर ग्रुप जो सीरिया और इराक में था. अच्छा, ओके. आई होप दिस पॉइंट इज क्लियर टू एवरीबडी दैट इंडिया इज सीन एज अ crucial pillar of stability amid global uncertainties. I hope this point is clear to everybody. Now, moving to the next part. Now, this is all the, we can say, regional news that we have, right? I don't think there is much important news that is there for us. Okay, I don't think there is over here. Okay, so these are all the, what we can say, editorials we have. India, Maldives, I have already discussed. This is not the article to discuss. This is related to Sheikh Hasina, that she has enjoys popular support and she has won the election of Bangladesh. And this is expanding Gaza war. Already we know about this Gaza war, right? Okay. The laws around remission policy. Before that I come to this topic of laws around remission policy. एक गाजा पॉलिसी से रिलेटेड है, तो मैं एक चीज कर लेता हूं एक बार फिर से. लेट्स से आई विल टीच माय, there could be new students that have been a part of our journey, so I can for them make them understand what is the situation that is in Israel and Palestine, what is this whole issue, right? Those who know about it can revise it, but this is very important to understand. Now one of the thing we have to understand is that when we talk about Israel, Palestine, Hamas, so this has been an issue that has been brewing since ages, but I will take you directly to 1947, where there was a UN mandated division of British mandated Palestine. The area that we have right now, that is of Israel, Palestine, earlier it was a British mandated Palestine, and there was a tripartite division that took place by the plan of United Nations. So as a result, the division that we see right now of this whole area, that is very important. ठीक है, ऐसा कुछ मैप दिखता है उस पर्टिकुलर छोटे सी नैरो स्ट्रिप ऑफ लैंड दैट इज सराउंडिंग द मेडिटेरेनियन सी. Now this was originally a British mandated Palestine, but it has been divided, and right now what we see is that this area, because it is lying to the west bank, what we can say that is the west of the river Jordan. Here we have the river Jordan, so this area is known as West Bank, right? This is a point that we have to understand, and this is a narrow strip of land over here where right now the war is being fought. That is the region of Gaza, or we can say Gaza Strip. Now one thing you need to understand is when we talk about the original plan, the way with which this whole division took place, and right now what is the situation of this whole area, one thing we need to understand is कि यहाँ पे एक holy city है by the name of Jerusalem that lies within this वेस्ट बैंक, एंड इट इज वन ऑफ द होलीएस्ट प्लेसेस. अगर हम बात करते हैं मक्का मदीना के बाद, अगर किसी की बात करते हैं इस्लामिक लेट्स से रिलीजन की, देन इट इज द थर्ड होलीएस्ट प्लेस आफ्टर मक्का एंड मदीना. प्लस इट इज द होलीएस्ट प्लेस फॉर क्रिश्चियंस एज वेल, फॉर इस्लाम्स एज मुस्लिम्स एज वेल, प्लस वी कैन से थर्ड वन फॉर द ज्यूज एज वेल, राइट? सो दिस इज अ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट एरिया व्हेन वी टॉक अबाउट दिस जेरूसलम रीजन. नाउ अंडरस्टैंड दिस सिचुएशन. Israel has settlements all along this area. Plus, illegally, Israel has taken certain areas inside the West Bank as well that was originally given to Palestine by the 1948 mandated partition plan of United Nations. This area was originally for the Palestinian Arabs, but over the period of time, a lot of wars have been fought, and as a result, there has been a lot of illegal settlements that has been taken by Israel in the West Bank. And this is the region, what we call it as, where there has been, what we say, the total occupation of Palestinian people. Here we do not say there is occupation of Israeli people, but this whole region is surrounded and there has been economic blockade by the Israeli army. There has been a total blockade by the Israeli army. So these are the two situations that there were before this war. So what suddenly happened was there is a very much, we can say, an extremist faction that is there, that is being over a quite a few period of time, that is raising their demand for the Palestinian Arabs, but in a radical way. That organization is Hamas. That is quite active in this Gaza region. There is one another organization that works in a very democratic manner. अगर हम बात कर सकते हैं पीसफुल प्रोसेस से बात करने की बात करती है, वो वेस्ट बैंक के अंदर है जिसका नाम है फतह. उसका नाम क्या है? फतह. So there are two organizations, one by the name of Fatah and another by the name of Hamas. Fatahs want a very peaceful process and they have gone in that way only, but that they are speaking for Palestinian Arabs only and seeing the illegal occupation of the Israeli army over here. Second thing you have to understand is that this is the most radical group, and this radical group 2-3 months back they launched a series of attack on Israel. As a result, because most of the countries said that they had fired 5,000 missiles, as a result they captured a lot of Israeli people, kept them hostage, so it was condemned as a terrorist attack. As a result, in order to take the revenge of that particular attack that was conducted by Hamas, Israel declared war on Gaza. अब यहाँ पे उन्होंने क्या किया है यहाँ पे उन्होंने भी अपनी मसाइलें करी हैं, अपनी आर्मी भेजी है और यहाँ पे लोगों को डिस्प्लेस करना शुरू कर दिया है. So this is the situation that we have right now in this total context. I think everybody would be able to understand that there is a war not only for the land, but it has been a religious issue as well. If you go back and trace the history of this whole issue between Jews versus पीपल और द अरब्स, राइट. तो ये एक बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट इशू है जो काफी सालों तक चल रहा है और ये काफी टाइम से चल रहा है एंड इसका सिर्फ पीसफुल इलाज ही हो सकता है. बट इजरायली व्हेन वी सी गवर्नमेंट दे क्वाइट आर मूड कि वी वांट टू किल लेट्स से as many people as we can and take the avenge of the attack that was basically done by Hamas. But in this attack, lot of innocent people are dying. This is the point that we have to understand. So there was a movie by the name of Avengers Endgame, but we do not know when this end game will come related to Israel pounding Gaza with daily attacks and killing a lot of innocent people as well. I say there have been a lot of innocent people that have been dying in this country because there has been a certain resolution that has been taken by South Africa against Israel at International Court of Justice, basically for the genocide, that is killing of large number of people that belongs to a particular genes. I hope this point is clear to everybody. It is one of the most important thing that we have to understand in the context of Israel and Palestine. And I'm telling you, now this area becomes very, very important because there are a lot of other important countries as well. Here we have Lebanon, here we have Syria, here also there has been a disputed corner by the name of Golan Heights, here we have Iraq, right? तो आपको ऐसी सारी कंट्रीज के बारे में पता होना चाहिए बिकॉज दीज आर द टाइप ऑफ क्वेश्चंस दैट कम इन द एग्जामिनेशन, दैट विच ऑफ द फॉलोइंग कंट्रीज टच विच एरिया विच हैज अ बॉर्डर विद इजराइल. सो दीज टाइप ऑफ क्वेश्चंस जनरली कम. यहाँ पे जॉर्डन हो गया, यहाँ पे इजिप्ट हो गया, यहाँ पे सीरिया हो गया, यहाँ पे लेबनान हो गया, यहाँ पे इराक हो गया, फिर ये सारा पर्शियन गल्फ आ जाएगा. आई थिंक ये सबको ही पता है. तो ये पूरा एरिया मैप पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से बहुत ज्यादा इंपॉर्टेंट है बिकॉज वी हैव सीन इन द पास्ट अ लॉट ऑफ क्वेश्चंस हैव बीन आस्क्ड फ्रॉम दिस पर्टिकुलर टॉपिक. I hope this point is clear to everybody. हाँ जी, एक बार कंफर्मेशन दे दो. Okay, now moving to the next part. Now this was a news related to remission policy. I think everybody knows. I told you to watch the video of Anush sir related to this Bilkis Bano judgment. I think you must have done that and you must be aware of the things that are there related to the policies of clemency, that is related to pardoning power. Now when we talk about pardoning power, we have two ways. One is the pardoning power of the president that is being given under Article 72 and one is the pardoning power given to governor that is given under Article 161. So Article 72 and 161 of the Constitution provide powers to the President and Governor respectively to grant pardon, commutation, remission, respite or reprieve to a convict. The premature release of the 11 convicts by the Gujarat government raised certain serious legal and moral questions. Now जो गुजरात गवर्नमेंट ने प्री रिलीज किया था वो तभी किया था बिकॉज उन्होंने 14 साल की सजा काट दी थी एंड दे हैव अ सर्टेन पॉलिसी अंडर क्रिमिनल प्रोसीजर कोड, दैट इज अंडर सेक्शन 430 ऑफ द क्रिमिनल प्रोसीजर कोड, वेयर द एप्रोप्रिएट स्टेट गवर्नमेंट may remit the whole or part of the punishment to which a convict has been sentenced. In the case of life imprisonment convicts, the remission can only be done after they have served a period of 14 years in jail as per section 433A of criminal procedure code. And I'm telling you guys, ये अब क्वेश्चन बड़ा इंपॉर्टेंट हो जाता है बिकॉज इन माइट बी एग्जामिनेशन इन 2024 और इन 2025 देयर कुड बी अ डायरेक्ट क्वेश्चन रिलेटेड टू दिस क्लेमेंसी पावर्स अंडर आर्टिकल 72, अंडर आर्टिकल 161 प्लस दिस 432 आर्टिकल सेक्शन दैट हैज बीन डिस्कस्ड ओवर हियर ऑफ क्रिमिनल प्रोसीजर कोड, अंडर विच गुजरात गवर्नमेंट ने क्या किया, उनको रिमिट कर दिया. बट सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने बोला बिकॉज द ट्रायल टुक प्लेस इन महाराष्ट्र, सो गुजरात गवर्नमेंट डिड नॉट हैव द पावर टू यूज दिस रिमिशन पॉलिसी फॉर द अक्यूज दैट वर चार्ज इन द केस ऑफ what we can say in the case of Bilkis Bano case. So as a result उन्होंने बोला कि ये तुमने abuse of power किया है, इसकी वजह से उन सभी convicts को बोला है कि that you have to report back because they cannot be released according to the policy of the Gujarat government. Actually why? Because the trial took place in Maharashtra. This is the point, this is the thing that we have to understand in the case of Bilkis Bano judgment. So over here you can say the Supreme Court in its order categorically held that, very important, that the Gujarat government is not the appropriate government to consider the remission petition. Remission की जो petition को समझने का काम था वो गुजरात गवर्नमेंट का था ही नहीं. Categorically this has been stated by Supreme Court. So this is the point that we have to understand. So I can say in a nutshell, you have to look towards Article 72, Article 161 and Section 432 of Criminal Procedure Code. This is it, right? Okay. Moving to the next part. अब ये वही चल रहा है, देख लो. Israel army shot 3 in West Bank without provocation. The area I was talking about, because there has been illegal settlement and we have seen a lot of people that are been dying in West Bank as well. So as a result, if you see na कि it was what we can say the war that has started, it is not because of Hamas ने अटैक किया. Hamas के ऊपर भी अगर हम बात करें, Arabs के पहले killing, so it is a very deep connected issue where both sides have killed each other. As a result, this provocation is being continued right now. Okay. अब ये पता होना चाहिए आपको, भूटान के नए प्राइम मिनिस्टर है तशरिंग तोब्गे. सो इट कैन बी अ क्वेश्चन दैट कैन बी आस्क्ड इन स्टेट एग्जामिनेशन, सो यू मस्ट बी अवेयर ऑफ दिस, राइट? बाय बीइंग अ यूपीएससी एस्पिरेंट यू नीड टू बी अवेयर एज वेल दैट हु हैज बिकम द न्यू भूटान पीएम, ही इज द तशरिंग तोब्गे. वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट, राइट? ओके. अब एक चीज बड़ी इंपॉर्टेंट है, ये हम ना कल डिस्कस करेंगे, हमने पहले भी डिस्कस किया था. जो भूटान में इलेक्शन लड़ा जा रहा है इस बार, इकोनॉमी के ऊपर ज्यादा फोकस है रादर देन फोकस ऑन द हैप्पीनेस पैरामीटर. नाउ दिस इज द पॉइंट दैट वी विल डिस्कस लेटर ऑन टुमारो, बिकॉज आई डोंट थिंक वी हैव राइट नाउ दैट मच टाइम, बट इसको हम कल डिस्कस करेंगे. हमने पहले भी डिस्कस किया था कि भूटान की जब हम बात करते हैं, देयर इज अ पैरामीटर दैट इज बीइंग डिस्कस्ड, दैट इज ग्रॉस नेशनल हैप्पीनेस, राइट? आई थिंक इट इज एवरीबॉडी अवेयर ऑफ इट, राइट? ओके, ठीक है. सो दिस इज ऑल वर्ल्ड वी हैव. जापान resumes landfill work at the new mill despite local protest. ठीक है, यहाँ पे ऐसा कुछ नहीं है. Okay, ILO warns of the rise in unemployment, decline in real wages. Now this is very important. International Labour Organization, that is ILO, it has a certain report by the name of World Employment and Social Outlook. उसको तो याद ही कर लो आप. World Employment and Social Outlook, I can write as well. World Employment and Social Outlook report is being released by ILO, and according to that, what we have seen because of COVID situation as well, that global unemployment rate has risen. It is around 5% right? It is about 5.1%, right? तो ये एक चीज आपको पता होना चाहिए, global unemployment rate बहुत ज्यादा है. And second important thing that you have to understand is, over the period of years, what we have witnessed is that there has been decline in real wages. Real wages में बहुत तगड़ा decline देखने को मिला है. Only जहां पे हमें better directions देखने को मिली है, positive growth देखने को मिला है, that we have seen in the wages of the China and Russia. This is the point that we have to understand over here, that when we see the situation around all the countries, like you can see, real wages decline in most G20 countries as wage rates fail to keep up pace with inflation, pushing 1 million workers into extreme poverty. अब real wage क्या है? Let's assume what we can say, earlier you were getting 100 rupees per day. Assume करो इसे कि तुम्हें 100 रुपया दिन का मिल रहा था, बट उस टाइम पे प्राइसेस बहुत कम थे. आज मान लो तुम्हें 200 रुपया मिल रहा है. पहले मान लो 100 रुपया तुम्हारी दिन की डेली वेज थी और तुम्हारा दिन का एक्सपेंस था 50 रुपए. आज के टाइम पे मान लो कि तुम्हारी क्या हुई है, वेज बढ़ तो गई है 200, बट तुम्हारे खर्चे कितने हो चुके हैं? 175 बिकॉज ऑफ इन्फ्लेशन. नाउ कैन आई से एक्चुअली में योर वेजेस हैव इंक्रीज्ड? Earlier might be you were able to save 50 rupees, now you are able to save rupees only 25. So can I say that your real wages have increased? No, there has been decline in real wages. This is the part that we have to understand, because globally what we have witnessed, that there has been cases of rises in inflation and the workers have not been able to cope up with that. As a result, most of the workers have been pushed into extreme poverty by the data that has been released by International Labour Organization in its World Employment and Social Outlook. Only 2 countries that have seen the positive growth in these real wages has been China and Russia. Okay, I think that's it for today, right? Yes, ठीक है guys. So this is it for today. I hope you liked the session. ओके, L1 पॉइंट वो पॉइंट है जहां पे तुम्हारा स्पेसक्राफ्ट बड़ा स्टेबल रहेगा. देखो, अदरवाइज बहुत सारे एरियाज होते हैं जहां पे ग्रेविटेशनल पुल का बड़ा असर पड़ता है, वहां पे ग्रेविटेशनल फोर्सेस न्यूट्रल हो जाएंगी और वो स्पेसक्राफ्ट स्टेबल रहेगा एंड इट विल बी एबल टू डिटेक्ट द थिंग्स दैट इट हैज बीन सेंट फॉर. राइट गाइस, I hope you liked the session. I hope you were able to understand some of the aspects. So most of our today's articles and news was related to IR, international relations and geopolitics. So that was the thing that I wanted to tell you and make you equipped with the knowledge that I wanted to equip you with you guys, right? So thank you so much. We will see each other tomorrow, same time, and keep the hard work going on. Thank you.